To hoop a cap on the XTS wide-angle cap frame, first attach the rotating cap frame hooping gauge to a stable surface. To attach, slide the black clamp onto the surface and tighten the bottom clamp until the gauge is held securely. The two white roller clips should be facing up. At any time during the cap hooping process, the hooping gauge may be rotated by depressing the lock actuator. The gauge can then be rotated to a better position for hooping. Release the lock actuator to lock the gauge in its new position. Rotate the gauge so that the locating tab is facing up. Now, slide the cap frame onto the gauge, making sure the locating tab on the cap gauge fits into the cap frame's notch and the cap frame slips firmly under the two roller clips. Swing the metal strap open. Appropriate backing can now be placed over the gauge. We recommend using the tearaway cap backing when sewing caps. You will need to use enough backing so that the backing covers the embroidery application area. If the embroidery is on the sides of the cap, make sure it's long enough to stay inside the strap hinge and latching posts. This will ensure the entire cap sewing field has backing. Some caps may require this. Prepare the cap for sewing. If the cap has a piece of cardboard, remove it. Open the back strap and spread the sweatband out completely. If the cap has a braid, move it around the cap to the inside and under the brim. Straighten out the bill so it is flat. After the cap is sewn, the bill can be reshaped. Now, slide the cap onto the cap frame. The brim should be pushed up against the stop on the bill support arm, as well as centered under the bill support arm. It is important to never remove the bill support arm. The cap should ride over the two clip posts towards the bottom of each side of the frame. Pull the side of the sweatband toward the cap frame and down. Smooth any bunching on the cap sides or sweatband. Once the cap's left side is within the strap's hinge post, swing the strap up and over the cap's brim. Close the straps, making sure the teeth of the upper portion bite into the brim seam. Slip the cap's right side over the post while avoiding the latch. Hook the latch into the hook on the latch post. Smooth any bunching of the cap's sides and sweatband. If the bill has moved from the center position, adjust the cap under the strap. To adjust the cap frame strap, loosen the two wing nuts on the cap's left side and slide. Then retighten the wing nuts while holding the strap tight against the cap brim. This step is only necessary when hooping a different style of cap for the first time using this cap frame. Smooth down the lower part of the cap while snapping the buckle closed. The buckle should be very tight. If sewing on the sides of the cap, smooth the cap material backwards and over the clip posts on both sides. Indent the cap material in the backing along the front face of the clip posts. While pressing the cap material, snap a clip over the clip posts. Orientate the clip handles towards the cap's back. This is only necessary when sewing the sides of a cap or if a cap is unstructured. Attach a clip to the clip post on the other side of the cap. You may now remove the cap frame from the gauge. To do this, place the palms of your hands on the gauge and put your fingers on the frame. Then pull your fingers to your palms until the cap releases from the gauge. There should be some resistance when pulling the cap frame off of the gauge. If there is not, then the cap frame strap has either not been positioned correctly or is too loose. Check and rehoop if necessary. Look at the inside of the cap to make sure that the backing has not been bunched up and that it covers the entire area to be embroidered. The cap is now ready to be placed on the cap frame driver on the machine.